Pinpoint Weather on NBC5 News is brought to you by the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe.
Well, we got sunshine out there for this Tuesday morning. Feels pretty nice out there, a little bit comfortable in the morning hours. We'll get a little bit warm like yesterday into the afternoon hours, and then we're going to get a little bit hotter as we get into tomorrow and Thursday. But some good news on the way is we'll start to cool off. 52 right now. Pollen level is going to be into that medium high range. If you're already dealing with the seasonal allergies, they do look to climb a little bit higher when we're getting into the end of this week. Grass is, of course, the main contributor of this. We have mulberry and walnut trees also contributing to the seasonal allergies for our area. Otherwise, the forecast, like I talked about, getting a little bit hotter as we get into tomorrow and Thursday before we start to drop a little bit in highs when we're getting into the end of this week and this weekend. In fact, we might even dip slightly below some seasonal high temperatures as we're heading into next week. Unfortunately, with these cool downs, no great signs of any rainfall in that 7-day forecast. We'll be watching maybe for some rain into next week, but even that has been kind of back and forth with our long-range models. Can't really pinpoint anything if every 6 hours when we get our model runs, one keeps us with some rain and then the next model run comes in and keeps us clear. So we still need some better guidance with that as we get a little bit closer. Still stay vigilant with these drier conditions, with anything, of course, that could potentially start a fire as things continue to dry out. Ridge of high pressure just out to our west is what's keeping us on the quieter side. This high starts to build a little bit further west as we're getting into heading into the weekend, but for now it's going to stay pretty strong over our region, keeping us with the warmer and quieter conditions. And besides a little bit of some clouds pushing across the area, again, we are staying quite quiet and dry in that forecast. We look into next week, going beyond the 7-day forecast. Even as we get into this weekend, we do see some cooler temperatures, some below seasonal high temperatures expected into the long range forecast. But again, it's going to be a little bit toastier here for the next couple of days before the temperatures start to cool off. We got 60s for much of the coast, topping off at 75 in Brookings. Offshore wind will keep them warmer, and we got 50s for the morning time temperatures. The West Valley's a lot like yesterday, lower to mid 80s area wide, around 50 degrees overnight tonight. Plenty of sunshine expected out there, especially into the afternoon hours. We got the 70s mid and upper for our eastern counties, dropping down into some upper 30s and lower 40s overnight tonight. And the wind's going to be a little bit breezy, not only today, but over the next several days for the coastline, around that 15 to 25 mile per hour range. The rest of us, just a slight afternoon breeze, nothing overly strong, up to about 5 to 15 miles per hour. The valley, pretty quiet 7-day forecast with plenty of sunshine the rest of this week, and that cool down getting out of the upper 80s and 90s, dropping to some upper 70s, lower 80s, even a little bit more heading into next week, and expect those wind speeds to cool off, wind speeds to increase a little bit more when we're looking at Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even Sunday for our area. Klamath Falls will be dropping, even highs going from some lower 80s next couple of days to the lower 70s next week. Morning lows do look to return to some mid 30s with that cool down expected to start this weekend. So keep that in mind if you have any outdoor plans. Northern California, upper 80s, lower 90s, cooling into the upper 70s. More wind expected to start by Thursday, but quiet here for the next few days, and staying breezy for the next several days for the coastline. Highs continue to be a range for Brookings into the 70s for the next few days compared to the lower 60s for the rest of the coast, and they will start to kind of get a little bit closer as we're getting through this weekend.